Hi and welcome back. We started going through with our daily life series what happens in the kitchen and how our body position and what we do with our body affects us. So there are very common habits that we do with prepping food, which we talked about last week, that can really hurt our low back, mid back, upper back, neck, shoulders, and even hands and wrist. Now, if we have a big pot of something and we want to carry that and we're stirring, we want to go through making a soup, a stew, or a chili, let's look at how to lift that. Now, just something simple as turning on the faucet to fill up a pot. Maybe I need some water, several quarts of water. When I lean over, I want to use my shoulder blade to lean and I stabilize myself. My ribs are down and I can turn on the faucet, get some water, and come back. A lot of times we lean over with our back, these back muscles work too much, it becomes a problem, okay? Now, I have my pot and I want to carry it over to the stove, and what do? What I often see is people lift up like this and they arch their back and they're carrying. Now, instead of that, and it may be too hard, but we want to get your rib cage down. We want to use those biceps and forearm muscles to hold the pot, to bring it over. So when I just did this now, I kept my ribs down. I have a pot, has a gallon or two of water in it, and I brought it over. Now let's say I can't actually lift it without lifting up my shoulders or using my back. So another option is get it close to you, get it underneath get your pot with your hands underneath it and carry it like that. Obviously, if you have something that's hot, you can't do that. So you may have to do something, a workaround where you use water, you bring it over with your mitts or whatever you're using, or just heat up afterwards. If you're adding other ingredients or anything, you have your here. Let's say I need to add some oil or something. Again, as you lift up, let your elbow do the movement, not your shoulder. If I'm adding something to this pot, I don't want to use my back or my shoulder to do the work that my arm is designed to do. I often see this happen at the gym where people are weightlifting and trying to strengthen their arms or legs, but they're using their back and they're arching, they're using all these other compensations that don't really serve them. So use the kitchen as your form of exercise as well. Use it and really look at, okay, what body part should I be using? If I'm lifting something, I should be doing my biceps. Last week we talked about chopping. We used our triceps as well as some forearm muscles. But these are just some considerations, especially if you're doing anything where you're making soup, and let's say you're doing stirring, just like last week. We're stirring, we're going to be using our arm down from our shoulder to do the stirring. I can keep my wrist in neutral to make sure I don't get any wrist or hand pain. I let my elbow do some motion of bending and straightening, and then I'm moving at my shoulder, but not lifting my shoulder. So please consider this, consider practicing this. You may have to take some extra time when you're cooking to really implement these things, but it can mean a huge world of difference so you don't have those aches and pains after you're cooking. I hope this was helpful. Have a great week. If you have other suggestions or ideas or something you want me to cover, please let me know. Again, I'm available for one-on-one coaching. It's amy@paberinstitute.com. I'd love to help you if you need help in the kitchen or any other aspect of your life. Have a great week. Bye, guys.